Hello everyone! Today we're talking about 2-Minute Warning. This is my latest release. This is a narrative card game inspired by American football, gridiron football, or just football, whatever I want to call it. So this game is formatted as a sports magazine, as you can see. I'm gonna flip through it real quick just to show it the inside. I chose to give it a feel of actual magazine so that you could immerse yourself in the game. It is a mix of board game elements and solo role-playing elements. All of that played with a standard deck of cards that you can have at home. But you can also use our custom deck of cards. This one, that's really cool. It's also available as print and play, or as a print on demand when you purchase the game. The magazine itself as well, you can have it as a virtual PDF, this one that I'm showing you, or you can order the print on demand magazine. And it comes from Lulu, so it's available on printers in US, UK, France, I guess Italy, and there is another one, Australia as well. So no matter where you live, I think there's at least one of those printers that is close to you that you can get a copy of the game delivered to you. All right. So the idea today is to show you how to play the game and how to use the virtual tabletop as well to facilitate play in case you want to play online, you don't have a deck of cards at hand at any moment, or if you want to play it with friends, because despite being a solo RPG, it can also be enjoyed in a group. You can use the virtual tabletop. So I'm going to explain how to play the game a little bit and how to use the virtual tabletop as well. When you purchase the game, it comes with a link. You click on the link and then you drag and drop a file with the custom elements of the board, and then you're ready to go. It's built upon the playingcards.io platform, which is a free platform, so you don't need an extra payment to enjoy the virtual tabletop. It's all free, and it allows you to keep playing after a pause. For example, you can save the state of the game. It actually saves automatically, and if you return within 2 weeks, you have the chance to continue and pick up the game where you left it. So 2-Minute Warning, you can play it in around 30 minutes to 60 minutes. It depends on how much you dive into the narrative aspect of it. If you prefer to play it more board game-like, I sometimes play testing it, I could play it like 12 minutes, but it's pretty much a speed run of the game. Perhaps you don't want to do that. So if you take longer and enjoy each of the steps of the narrative, you can take up to an hour. The idea is you're playing the final 2 minutes of a championship game. So it's the Global Football League, the last game that you have, and you have those 2 minutes. The opponents just put some points on the board, and you're behind in the score. It's 2-minute warning. You get the ball, get the possession of the ball, and you have the chance to make history. And the idea is that you don't play one player, one athlete specifically. Every time you're making decisions, you're shifting from one player to the other. So it combines tactical card game strategy with narrative elements, storytelling elements. All right. So let's jump into the virtual tabletop. When you put the file onto the import tool, you will see this. It's kind of overwhelming at first because it's a lot of circles and white squares and whatnot, but I assure you, it's not hard. You don't need to keep track of everything at all times like some more complex board games ask you to do. It's pretty much divided into the phases of the game here, so you don't have to worry about all of them at a time. And Everything that you need to know about how to use it is explained in details in the actual book as well. All right, so I want to explain what each and every single button and field here means right now. I'll explain as we play, otherwise it'll be too overwhelming. But as a general rule, everything that you see on those cyan circles, it's a button. When you click it, something happens. I tried to automate as much as I could for you. So when you need to change a card from one place to the other and then flip it and shuffle and everything, it's pretty much automatic at this point. And all the white rectangles you see here is the places that the cards go as you play, right? So when you open for the first time, it is on the initial state, so the setup is already made for you. If you want to make sure that everything is in place, perhaps you started playing another game or you want to reset the table, you go to this Start Game button right here. You click it, it will ask you to confirm if you want to reset table and start game. So if you do that, it will reshuffle everything and put everything in its place for us to start. Okay, cool. Now all the other buttons we'll explain as we go, right? So the idea of the game is we have phases of play. So you got the ball, you have possession of the ball, you need some basic knowledge of American football, the major concept. You don't need to know specific rules because we use abstract versions of everything. We don't count yards or seconds or points. It's all abstracted. So you get the ball and you have the down phase, which is you have a play call, you go on the huddle, you talk to your teammates, you snap the ball, you either hand off the ball for a run or read what's going on to the defense to make a decision, and then you either run and pass. This is the down phase. Then to see how this goes, we go to the clash phase. It represents the conclusion of the down phase, how the play that you chose actually ends up successfully. Did you get some advance in the field or not? Maybe you lost the ball and everything. So, and then you repeat that as you advance through the game, trying to accumulate a certain amount of cards for you to try a field goal or a touchdown. And then you try to score. If you do, it goes to the opponent phase. The opponent phase is very simplified. You just flip a card and see the result, and then you're back at the action. We focus here on the offense, and we try to streamline the opponent phase. Okay? Right. So how do we start? You see this button here on the field. You click it once, it will get the first card here from the action deck and place it on the field. There you go. So it's a Queen of Diamonds. The custom deck comes with 2 words on it. Those are prompts that can inspire the narrative. If you're using a standard deck of cards at home, the book actually comes with a table with all the meanings of the cards. Let me show you. Yeah, there you go. So you have this table available for you, so you can just compare the card that you got with this table and see what the prompts are. So how do prompts work? Again, it depends on how much you want to invest on the narrative aspect of the game, or if you want to play it more board game-like. I recommend you use the prompt sparingly on some moments that you want to highlight the tension and the drama on the field. On the beginning, it's normal for you to try to incorporate more narrative elements, but since you're going to repeat this cycle of snapping the ball and doing a play and everything, if you try to narrate everything all the time, it's going to get a little exhausting. So yeah, what it can inform you. Here on the virtual tabletop, as you can see, the card is a little small, but if you just hover over it, you can see the card zoomed in and you can read the 2 words that come with it, the 2 prompts. Those prompts are generally one with a more positive tone and one of a more negative tone, but you can interpret them freely to inspire you. In this case, since this is the first card, it can inspire you with the actual play call. In this game, choosing to run or to pass or even to do a trick play is a narrative choice. The gameplay will be the same regardless, but you can inform the way that your play unfolds depending on the kind of play you choose. So as you can see, we will have some tactical elements, but this is a storytelling game with card play tactics on it. I want to focus on the dramatic choices you can have. So in this case, I have here precision and separation. For me, this inspires me to call for a pass, a precise pass, separation. So I'm thinking like a deep pass, or the wide receiver is trying to, you know, find an opening and try to get them away from the defender. You don't need to use the cards, the prompts for inspiration, but in this case, I wanted to. You don't need to use both words, but I think in this case, it sounds like something that would be nice. So, narrating this, you're getting like the offensive coordinator in your ear. In this moment, you're like the quarterback getting it. And it says, you know, let's start this game with a deep threat. Let's try to get a deep ball and get them by surprise. And you can interpret how confident you feel, how your nerves are working here. Of course, you make up the name of your team and everything actually in the rule book. At the end, we have even suggestions of names here for inspiration. So it can be like the Diamond Dragons, or you can make up your own team, no problem at all. So I have this play call. Now it's time for the huddle. Once again, you just click the same button and the next card will be flipped on top of it. All right, so what we're looking for here is suit matches. We can have 3 possible results. A full match means the cards are of the same suit. A partial match means that the cards are of the same color but a different suit. And a no match means that they are of different colors and, of course, different suits. In this case, I have different suits, which is the worst possible outcome. In the book, every step of the action comes with some interpretations of what the results mean. So we're in the huddle phase. There is a prompt, a narrative prompt for you to, you know, get yourself into the narrative. Gather around, we're in this together. Focus and execute. Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3, champions. And here's a prompt for you. Portray the expressions of determination on your teammates' faces. How do you rally them for the final push? So you can use this question to better immerse yourself in the narrative. And then you get the result to see what it means. So a no match. Tensions flare and morale wavers. Pulling together now will require strong leadership and faith in one another. So I see myself talking to the other players and saying, hey, coach said we're going for a deep threat. And I see that they're not very confident. They say, oh man, I don't know, perhaps that's not a very good call for the first play. Their defense is very strong. Maybe we should start slower and a quick run through the middle. So you see that there is this noise in the communication in the huddle. That's what a no match means, right? Now, mechanically, what it means is when you have a no match here, you actually put a card on the defense pile. You see those 2 blocks here, those 2 squares, the offense pile and the defense pile? You're trying to build small decks, so small piles of cards for the clash moments. The more cards you have on the offense side, the better your chances to execute well the play you called. And the more cards you have on the defense pile, the higher the chances that something will go wrong with your play. So right from the get-go, we had a no match. So that means the huddle didn't went well, perhaps the quarterback didn't communicate very well, and the tensions flare and everything. So what you could do is you click once here and a card will be put on the defense pile. But you have an option. You can spend time. So this is a mechanic that's very important in this phase. Yeah, you can choose at any moment here. If you see the match and you don't like the match, you can say, oh, I'm going to spend some time. What that means is you're adjusting the play, you're taking a time to breathe, you're improvising or something like that. Now, time is crucial in this game because, as I mentioned, it's the 2-minute warning. You just have 2 minutes to play. And time is represented by the action deck. So the cards left here they represent the time you have left. You're going through the deck 4 times during play, represented by this clock, but we'll get to that later. The thing is, the faster you go through the deck, the faster you're spending time. So the choice here for you is, if you spend time, it means that you get to replace this card with the next one. And also, another card is going to the time pile to represent that you took your time to do that. What are the risks here? Well, one is you're spending more time. The second is, if you get a no match here, again, it backfires. You spent time, but it actually got worse than it was. And instead of 1 card to the defense pile, you're going to put 2 cards on the defense pile, right? So it is kind of a gamble, but I will do here for dramatic purposes. In this case, in the huddle, it's pretty much spending more time. I think that I try to calm them down and I say, hey guys, come on, let's trust one another here, okay? I know it's a hard play and perhaps it's risky, but if we get this right, we can scare them right off the bat. So what do you think? You're with me? So I'm spending more time here in the huddle phase to try and rally my team players and motivate them. How do you spend time on the virtual tabletop? You just click once here on this button. It will do everything automatically for you. It will discard this card. It will replace with another one, and it will put a card on the time pile all on a single click. So you don't have to do anything. Let's do it. Okay, better, right? So as you can see now, we have a partial match. The cards are of the same color, but of different suits. Let's see what that means. A partial match. The encouragement takes root, but a hint of doubt remains. This will be a test of true teamwork. So I think they say, all right, okay, let's do this. They are not like 100% convinced that this is the best play, but at least they're on board. Okay? On a partial match, what you do is you add 1 card to your offense pile. And to do that, you just click the first button here and boom, there you go. A card from the action deck goes to the offense pile. Right. So you break the huddle, everyone goes to their positions, and the next step is the snap phase. Again, click once here, boom. There you go. We have a full match. A full match on the snap phase means outstanding work from the offensive line. Seize the opportunity and drive forward. So this is the best possible result we can have. If you want some inspiration to narrate it, again, you can look at the card and see the prompts here. Harmony and hunt. I'm going to use harmony here. So I think the blocking scheme that we proposed, there is some movement in the offensive line, and there is a very nice block on one of the linebackers, which offers me some space and some time to think. So I was on shotgun position, so I can drop back a few more steps and wait for that separation that my wide receiver needs for this play, for this long shot, deep threat play that we're trying to do, okay? Mechanically, what happens? A full match means you put 2 cards here in the offense pile, which is great. Or you can choose to put 1 here on the offense pile and 1 here on the spotlight pile. Let's take a moment to talk about the spotlight pile. Cards on the spotlight pile are a reserve for moments, special moments. During play on crucial decisions like the clash phase, when you decide how it goes, or during a scoring attempt when you're trying for a touchdown or field goal, or on an onside kick, and some other moments, you can, if you place your cards and you don't like the result, you can use the cards that you reserved on the spotlight pile. If you do so narratively, what you're doing is you're bringing the spotlight to a specific player, and you can narrate how important that moment is for that player specifically. And give them a name, a backstory. You can flash back. What's the motivation? Why is it important? It's the moment on the movies, on the sports movies, when we focus on the story of a specific player, right? So if we have the chance, we can use a spotlight moment later. But for now, I think we're going to put 2 cards on the offense pile. So you click it twice. 1, 2. There you go. As you can see, it shows here we have now 3 cards on the offense pile, which is great. So snap was fantastic. Now it's time for the read. Since it's a pass play, it's the quarterback reading the defense. Let's see how it goes. Excellent. That's a full match again. That means precision and focus guide your actions. Every step and decision are perfectly in sync with your team's rhythm. Excellent. Let's see what's the prompt here. Freedom. Oh, okay, freedom. I think that means that the pocket is perfect for me. I'm actually free, and perhaps the receiver is also free. I can see a clear opening, and I'm ready to make the pass. Now what I'm gonna do is, since I had a full match, I will actually put 1 card on the offense pile, and since I have 4 cards already here and no cards on the defense, I think I'll save the 2nd card here on the spotlight pile. And finally, it's the run or pass. In this case, we're passing. So let's see how it goes. Oh, it's a no match. Right, so something happened here. Let's see. A misstep or wobbly stance throws you off balance. Your moves lacked precision. The defense is closing in, and the outcome of the play hangs in the balance. I think, despite everything, something caught my eye that threw me off a little bit. Let's see what's the prompt. Reach or slip. Oh, okay, perhaps I slipped a little bit. I was moving to the left for the perfect aim and path to make the pass, and I slipped a little bit while I was passing. So the ball is a little wobbly, and I can see a safety in the distance coming closer that I haven't noticed. So there is some uncertainty in the air on how the play is going to end. I could choose to spend more time here and replace this card, but since I have already 4 cards on the offense pile, I think I'll take the chances here and put just 1 card on the defense pile here to represent this no match outcome. Now we have 4 against 1, and the down phase is concluded. Now we move to the clash phase, when we see how the results of the play actually come to fruition, right? What happens here is we review all the cards on the offense pile and all the cards on defense pile, and we compare it. Let's do this. On the virtual tabletop, it's a matter of clicking the button Clash for Clash phase, and it automatically does the things for us. Let's see. Right. So we have the cards here. You can actually rearrange the cards for better visualization. Okay. And since we just have one card here on the defense, we don't need to rearrange. Now, in the clash phase, the ranks are important, not only the suits. So what you do is you grab the highest card from the offense, which is here on the U labeled field, and the highest card on the defense, in this case here on the them labeled field. They just have one. So I have an ace. Aces are higher in this game, and I have two of them. Which one should I choose? Well, you always choose the one with the most compatible match. So in this case, it's the ace of spades, since this is the same suit as the card of the opponent, right? This is actually the best result possible. In the book, when you go to the clash phase, you see that you have two evaluations. One if the offense card is higher, and one if the defense card is higher. In this case, our card is higher. After you determine which one is higher, you actually go to the matches of suits. In this case, not only our card is higher, but also we have a full match. So this is excellent. A full match, it's an explosive play. You gain significant yardage with a first down. Excellent. So let's see what the prompts say here. Alert and abyss. Okay, so alert, I will interpret here that the wide receiver, now I'm on the head of the wide receiver. I'm running the route and I look back over my shoulder and I see the pass, and I see that the pass is a little wobbly, and I look in front of me and I see the safeties coming from me. The pass, I think it's a little short. So alert means that I am alert as a player. So I kind of take a step back on my route and readjust to move backwards and go towards the ball that is a little short. That kind of throws the safety off balance, and it allows me to catch the ball and run a little bit more. So that's why I had an explosive play. Okay, that's pretty cool, right? So as you can see, you have some tactical elements and some narrative choices to do as well. Now, this is great, but mechanically, how does it translate? What does it mean to have like the best result possible on the clash phase? Well, let's see what the book says. When a full match, you place two cards from the discard pile onto the drive pile, and you reset the down counter. We don't need to reset the down counter yet, because that was the first down. As you can see, the downs are here. We get to it if we need to, right? So what is the drive pile? The drive pile is the one that represents your advancement into the field. As I said, we don't count yards like, oh, you gained 23 yards. That doesn't matter. The important thing is we had an explosive play, and we got two cards on the drive, so it was a first down and more, right? And this is represented by the cards here. So in order to do that, here on the virtual tabletop, you just click here, 1, and again 2. As you can see, now we have two cards on the drive pile, and the virtual tabletop automatically discards all other cards that we were using. That's what happens after you finish the clash phase. It's all ready and good. When you have cards on the drive pile, at any moment you have any number of cards, you can go ahead and try to go for a score. Now, of course, the more cards you have on your drive pile, the better chances you have of scoring, actually. So in this case, we have just two cards, and this would be a long shot. Like I'm trying to go for a long pass or a very long run and trying to score. It's almost a Hail Mary in this case. But what you can do instead is, well, okay, first down, we go back to the down phase and you try to gain more yards, which in this case represents, okay, let's start over with the down phase here, trying to get more cards onto the drive pile. All right, and this is exactly what we're going to do. We start over, click on the field button here, and what's our call? Let's see, command or chaos, right? Command. I interpret this as our players are feeling that we are like ruling the field, we have control over the situation, and now perhaps it is this time to show our dominance with the running ball as well, okay? So the offensive coordinator, okay, let's try a run right now and show that we're good both ways, right? And then we go for the huddle. Okay, we have a partial match. Strength, okay, strength. So they are confident that we can show strength. So we're probably trying for a power run right through the middle. That's what we're gonna do. Since it's a partial match, we get one card on the offense pile. And then we go to the snap. Now I think I'm under the center. And we snap. Oh, right. And we get a full match. Protection, that's perfect. Protection or silence. Protection. Yeah, I think I can snap it, and I'm running back for the handoff, and I can see that the center right after they snap, they like got the nose tackle and stopped them. Excellent. I'm going to, I don't know, place 2 cards here, or perhaps 1 here and 1 on the spotlight. Yeah, let's do this. 1 on the offense, 1 on the spotlight. This was a full match. So that's why I have 2 cards. Now, handoff. How does that go? Oh, okay. Handoff was a little... Let's see what that means, the interpretation. Handoff with no match. Scrambling and improvising. You're forced to adapt on the fly. The chaos of the moment tests your resolve. What happened here? Let's see. Retreat. Oh, okay. So perhaps I had a running back and he was going for the center to run through the middle, and perhaps he saw that a linebacker right behind a nose tackle was trying to break through the line, and he kind of had a moment of hesitation, and the handoff was a little imprecise. So I won't spend time here. I'll just put 1 card on the defense and hope for the best here on the run itself. Let's see how it goes. Okay, good. I have a partial match. So, and history or knock. Okay, I'll use knock here. I think the runner grabs the ball and the linebacker comes and he like stiff arms the linebacker away. So he knocks him down and he's about to run. Now we go to the clash phase to see how the run goes. We have, oh, actually I need a card here, right? It was a partial match, so 1 more card for the offense. We have 3 against 1 here for the clash phase. Let's see how that goes. Okay, they have a 4 and we have an 8. Sweet. Again, we have 2 8s and we choose always the most compatible match. In this case, we have the same suit, which is perfect. As you know, that means that we got a first down and you get to add 2 cards to the drive pile. There we go. 1, 2. Now, we already have 4 cards on the drive pile. This is already, let's say, statistically more favorable for you to try and go for a touchdown. But I don't know, you don't know the cards that are in there, you know, luck and chance can be very they can play tricks with us, right? So but we also have 2 cards on the spotlight pile that we can use in case we don't get a very good result on our score. So I don't know. You know what? Let's try one more down. Let's try to advance a little bit more on the field. Okay. Let's see. What's the call here? Journey. Okay, journey. So I think it's a pass again. Perhaps a journey with. I'll interpret this as a different route, a zigzag route. That's the journey I'm talking here. And how does the huddle go? Oh, not good. Redemption or solitude. So redemption or solitude, I interpret that perhaps the play call was aiming to the same wide receiver that made the first play, and then there is some the other wide receiver said, hey man, I'm not doing anything here, I'm always open. And so there's this little conflict in the huddle, and they're not on the same page, I would say. Perhaps should I spend time here? Yeah, I'll try and spend time here. Let's see how that goes. Oh no, we made things worse. So it's a no match again. So instead of putting one card on the defense pile, I have to put two cards on the defense pile. So yeah, that's the gamble of the tactical choices you make. So two cards here. What happened? I spent some time trying to rally. Hey man, no, don't feel this way. It's a tactical decision. We're a team here. We're not trying to be stars. We're trying to win a championship. Everyone is important and blah, blah, blah. And perhaps clutch change. Yeah, you see a change in the mood, right? So we were excited with the other plays, but after this little noise in the communication, we see that perhaps there's some hard feelings going on, and that's not good for the team. But yeah, let's see how the snap goes. Not well. Oh my God. What happened here? It's friction. Yeah, as you can see, I think it snowballs here, right? I think because of that, the communication of blocking and everything didn't go well. So the interpretation here is snap, no match. The line collapses under pressure. You need quick thinking and nimble feet. So I can see the pass rusher coming right to me. And should I try and spend time? Again, let's do this. Oh no, another one. Fatigue. Okay, so early in the game, the offense line is showing some signs of fatigue. Perhaps there's an injured player there. Oh no, we have now 4 cards on the defense pile and 0 on the offense pile. This is very bad. Let's see if my read is any good. Okay, much better. Despite the pass rusher, I can see an opening, and I'm going to put 2 cards on the offense here. I won't put cards on the spotlight pile right now because it's 4 against 0 so far. So now it's 4 against 2. And the actual pass is bad. Should I try to spend time? You can spend time only once per step. Okay, so do I go 2 against 5? Or I try to get another card and run the risk of going 2 against 6, which would be terrible. Let's risk it. I'll spend some more time. Yes, good. So what does that mean in this situation is I'm probably scrambling, right, in the pocket. I saw the opening, but the pass rusher is right in front of me. And before I pass, I'm just scrambling around, trying to escape the pursuit. And I finally find something which allows me to risk power and risk power. So it's a very strong and fast pass, but it's risky. Okay, so things are looking a little complicated for us on this clash phase. It's 3 cards against 4, but regardless, let's try our best. Okay, so what do we have here? I have a king, and they also have a king. When there is a tie, you go to the second highest, right? So in my case, I have a jack of spades here, and they have a 9 of diamonds. Okay, is this good? But not very good. My card is actually higher, but it's a no match. What does that mean? Let's take a look. If the offense card is higher and you have a no match, the defense stopped the play after some gain. So you don't get a first down here, but you advanced. Nonetheless, you place one card from the discard pile into the offense pile, right? So you remember, when we got a first down, we added cards to the drive pile, meaning that we advanced the first down and we're going down the field. Now, in this case, we didn't get a first down, but we got some yards. Doesn't matter how many, it's just that it's not a first down. So instead of gaining cards here on the drive pile, that means a substantial advancement, we get a card here on the offense pile, meaning that we, for the next down phase that we're here, the next down, we have an edge. We gain some more yards, so it's technically easier for us to get a first down, right? When you want to put cards on the offense pile here, we usually use this button that we use during the down phase. But in this case, since we are on the clash phase, we use the second button. And that's because the first button grabs cards from the action deck, and the second button grabs cards from the discard pile. A small difference here is just a matter of pacing for the mechanics, right? So let's do this. Boom. What happened here? If you notice the automation here on the virtual tabletop. So everything was discarded. One random card from the discard pile was placed here, and on the rules it says, advance the down counter by rotating it 90 degrees clockwise. Now it's time to explain the down counters. As you can see, the virtual tabletop does it automatically. If you're playing in their house, you have the two jokers, and those two jokers are the counters. You have the down counter, so first down, second down, third down, fourth down. And you have the clock counter representing the time you have left. 2 minutes, a minute and 30 seconds, 1 minute and 30 seconds, right? Here in this case, we advanced but didn't get a first down. So it goes from first down to second down. You just rotated 90 degrees, okay? And the clock counter is advanced when we finish the action deck. As you can see, we have 8 cards left here. When it's done, we reshuffle everything back, the discard pile back in here, and we advance it. And so it represents that 30 seconds passed, okay? So let me return it back. So in this case, now it's second down, second and X, second and 7, second and 6. We had a pass, but the defense stopped us before we got a first down, okay? Now, that last down was a little scary, and I was afraid we were going to lose the ball. Depending on the results of the clash phase, if the opponent has a higher card, they can stop you, make you lose some yards, and you represent that by putting cards on the defense pile. And if they get a full match while their card is higher, the ball is live. That can mean like a fumble or a potential interception that you resolve by flipping one card to each side. And that can result on a change of possession, which is super scary. And since it's just 2 minutes on the clock, you don't want to risk that. So since that last down was a little scary, I think I'm going to try and go for a touchdown, okay? So when you go to that, you're moving to the score phase and you use different rules. Here on the virtual tabletop, you have 2 buttons, the touchdown attempt or the field goal attempt. What happens is, when you choose one of those, it will reveal all the cards that you accumulated from the drive pile and goes it here on your U field. And for the defense, it depends. If it's a field goal try, it will flip just one random card. So it's your drive pile versus one card. For a touchdown attempt, it's your drive pile that's reviewed against 2 random cards for the defense. And then you compare it as much as the same way you did for the clash phase, which card is higher, and then you compare the matching suits. Okay, the results can be excellent or they can also be catastrophic. So I think this is the play call. Now we advanced a little bit, and the offensive coordinators saw a chance for us to try. It's a second down for us to try a pass and a touchdown. We're going for a touchdown. We have 4 cards, 4 against 2. The odds are a little bit slim, but you know, it's on our favor nonetheless. Here on the virtual tabletop, all you have to do is just press the touchdown attempt button and it will do everything automatically for us. Let's see how it goes. Boom. Now we'll look at that. We have a tie again. So a king here and also a king here. So we go to the second highest card. In my case, it's a 9. And in their case, it's an 8. So our card is higher. Excellent. What does that mean? Let's go. Touchdown if the offense card is higher, which is the case. And in our case, it's a partial match. As you can see, we have the same color, but not the same suit. Success. The team works together to secure the touchdown, though it's a hard-fought battle. We place 2 cards on the home score pile and 1 more into the spotlight pile. A sense of determination and grit strengthens the team's resolve. So let's see what's the prompt here. Dream. So I think for this play call, the offensive coordinator kind of heard me talking back and saying, hey, this wide receiver was feeling a little left out, and he calls a play for them. Like, oh, okay, let's go for them. They do a very good diagonal route, and now we're going to confuse the defense. And actually, it's this boy's dream. So I'm now in the mind of this wide receiver, thinking of all the time he was playing on the backyard with his parents and everything, and he dreamt of running this route and grabbing a touchdown. So is super inspired and is running through the defense, and he sees the ball in the air, grabs it, rolls onto the end zone, and stands up holding the ball. Excellent. How do we represent the score in this game? Well, here's the score. Home and away. We're playing at home, so look at that. It's a final of the championship, and we're playing at our home stadium. But as you can see, the opponent starts here with 1 card representing that they are in front of the score. How much is the score? It's up to you to decide. As long as it's like a field goal over, perhaps it's like 23-20 or something like that, right? So when you score a field goal, you put 1 card here. And when you score a touchdown, you put 2 cards here. That's what happened to us. So 1 and 2. As you can see, the down counter has been resetted to the first down, of course. And now we are in front in the scoreboard, 2 against 1. So perhaps it's like 26-23, and we kind of ignore extra points here just for sake of simplicity. All right. And we scored. The virtual tabletop already resets everything and discard all the cards that we don't need to use. Now, after we score, we have some options. We can go to the opponent phase, which is the normal flow of things, or you can try an onside kick. An onside kick is a very risky maneuver, as you know, and in this game is represented by flipping 1 single card. You just flip a card. If it's an ace, you got it. All other cards, you don't get it. So it's kind of like more or less what used to be the odds of a successful onside kick on the NFL in the past. before they moved the place of the kickoff. But again, if you're back on the score or something like that, you can try and risk that. In our case, we're now in front in the scoreboard, so I think the best option here for us is actually to go to the opponent phase, and that's what you're going to do. The opponent phase is resolved with a single click. There's this button, opponent phase, you click it and one card is reviewed. Now, depending on the circumstances that you go to the opponent phase, they might have more chances to do that. 1, 2, or 3 attempts of flipping a card. How is that determined? Well, if you like lost the ball on a turnover and was very bad and they got like a full match for their side, perhaps you have 3 attempts. Or if you try a field goal and you get blocked, depending on the results of the card, they perhaps grab the ball and advanced, so they have more attempts. When you score and you go like normally to the opponent phase, they have a single attempt, right? And how does that work? You flip the card. If it's an ace, it's a touchdown. If it's a face card, it's a jack, queen, or king, it's a field goal. They scored a field goal. If it's a number 2 to 10, it says 9 here, but this version is a little outdated. It's 2 to 10. It means that we stopped the play, right? So let's do it now. Opponent phase, and there you go. It's a 10. So we stopped them. We spend 1 time here, as you can see, to represent that we consumed some time with their play, but not a lot. The focus of this game is on our offense. And okay, it's like a 3 and out, and we get the ball back, right? Excellent. Since they didn't score, we just click here on the discard, and all the cards are put here, and we're back to our turn with the ball, with the possession of the ball, with the next down phase. Okay. So I think this covers the basis. We didn't have like a spotlight moment that you can use. Click this button and the cards are added here, but explain how it works. You just narrate a focus on a player and really dig into the story, their motivations, maybe narrate a flashback and everything. You can have a live ball. That means that a fumble happens or a possible interception, and then you resolve it here. It can result on a turnover, or you can actually recover the ball, like that would be the case here, and move on. And you can also try an onside kick. And as I said, you advance here when you don't get a first down. When you are on the 4th down, of course, you can attempt to score or to go for it, or you can just punt, which means you go to the opponent phase. And when you actually finish here, let's just show it to you. With finish the action deck here, we reshuffle it, by clicking this button. All the discard pile will be shuffled and put back here. There you go. And you advance the clock counter to represent that 30 seconds more or less have passed. When this happens four times, that means that the game is over. And whoever has more cards here wins. If by any chance it's a tie, you can continue playing and ignore the clock counter and make like a sudden death kind of thing. The first team to score wins. Or you can have like an overtime montage, which means that you can use the same button here, the live ball button. You just flip 1 card to each of the sides and you narrate a montage on how the overtime goes, and whoever got the highest card wins the game. So this is 2-minute warning. I hope you enjoy it. I put a lot of love and effort to make this game the best possible. The rules are much more detailed explained on the book, with examples, with narrative prompts on each and every step, with exceptions like the 4th down, what happens on the 4th down, explaining in detail what you do in a live ball, field goals, how you use the spotlight moment, how you narrate it, how you dig deep into the story, how do you manage the clock, and what happens if you end the clock in the middle of a play, and what happens when a game is tied, and how to use the virtual tabletop with diagrams and explanation of every single step. All right, so thank you very much. I hope you give it a chance. The link to purchase the game is right here in the description. It's available on itch and it's for sale for the first 2 weeks. So I would really like your support. If you know people that like sports, like football, and are trying to dig into narrative games, card games, perhaps show it to them. Okay, I really appreciate it, and I see you later. Bye bye.